Sabbath. So, real quick, I don't want to be long before you, but I want to talk about the Apocrypha, and I want to talk about the Pharisees, and I want to talk about a man by the name of John Hyrcanus, and why the Apocrypha is important for those who says that it's not important. Hopefully, by the time I'm finished, you will change your mind. So, I'm gonna flip this screen, and I am going to get right into this. So, what we have here, this is a 1611 edition King James Bible. Okay, the King James Bible was complete in 1611, and it had, as you can see here, all the Old Testament. Then you had the Apocrypha books right here. Okay, and then you have the New Testament. Okay, so what I want to show you is, for those who may have wondered, where did the Pharisees come from, and how did the Romans get on the scene? Well, that statue in Daniel, I think the second chapter, it talks about the head of gold was Babylon. Then you had the chest, which was the Medes and the Persians. Then you had the legs, which was Greece, and then you had the feet, which was Rome. Okay. Now, um, so the like I said, the Apocrypha was taken out of the Bible by the heathens, because it has a lot of information as far as the Israelite uh, history of what the Romans were doing and what they wasn't doing, and the conversion. So let me get to. Just want to show you. This is Second Maccabees. Okay, Second Maccabees, the third chapter, in verse 11. It talks about this man right here, Hyrcanus. Okay, John Hyrcanus. So now I'm gonna go over to the iPad. This is from Bible Hub. Okay, and it says John Hyrcanus was a prominent leader of the Hasmonean dynasty, serving as high priest, ruler of Judea from approximately 134 to 104 BC before Christ, and he was the son of Simon Maccabees. Okay, and let me flip the page. I want to show you something. Is this the one I want? Wait a minute. Just a second. I believe this is it right here. Okay, so John Hyrcanus. Okay, I want to show you something. He reigned in the latter state of development of Judea, including the rise of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Okay, he was responsible for these guys, the Pharisees and the Sadducees, to come on the scene. Okay. So, but if we come up here, it tells us who the Pharisees and Sadducees were. Hyrcanus also undertook the forced conversion. That word conversion, okay? That means they're not original. Then it wasn't bloodline. It was conversion of the Idumeans, Edomites. You see that? This was Jacob's brother, twin brother, who hated Jacob and Jacob's descendants. Okay, you see that? So John Hyrcanus, which was a high priest, forced the Idumeans, the Edomites, to Judaism as the policy of the policy. They had to get circumcised, and they were supposed to keep the laws, the statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Okay, but these were Edomites converted. This is where you get the word Jewish, which means they're not real. They're converted. The Israelites that came from Jacob were not Jewish. They were Israelites. Okay. Now, the scribes and the Pharisees. I'm going to show you. I'm going to go back to the Bible because I want to show you something. This is John, the 8th chapter. Okay. And I'm going to go over to verse 33, right here. And this is what they said to Yeshua, the Pharisees. They said, and they answered, "We be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man." What is bondage? Bondage is slavery. Remember, these are the Pharisees, the converted Edomites. And they said that we have never been into bondage to any man. And they're telling the truth, because the descendants of Esau was never in slavery in Egypt. They was never in slavery with the Assyrians. They was never in slavery in Babylon. Only the Israelites were. You see that? Now let's go down to verse 44, same chapter. And this is what Jesus said to the Pharisees. Verse 44, "You are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do." This is what Jesus is saying to these converted Jews, which were the descendants of Edom. And because they was only converted into Jewish because of John Hyrcanus right here. And I was showing you that you only find John Hyrcanus in the Maccabean books. Okay, so I'm gonna flip the screen. So John Hyrcanus was in 2nd Maccabees, the 3rd chapter, and he was a high priest, and he was the one who converted the Edomites into so-called Jewish people. Jewish means they're not bloodline. It's not blood. Okay, so that's where the Pharisees came from, because they was descendants of Esau that John Hyrcanus, an Israelite, made them convert to the Mosaic laws. The Mosaic laws was not given to the Edomites; it was only given to the Israelites. So this is why Jesus had so much problems out of these Pharisees, because they wasn't his people. They was constantly looking for a way to kill Jesus, because Esau has a perpetual hatred for the Israelites even to this day. That is who them Romans are. Okay? Hello to everybody in the chat. So this is why it's important for those who care and study and want to truly understand the book, so you can live right and understand what's going on. Think about it. You didn't see any Pharisees in the Old Testament. You turn to the New Testament, and all of a sudden they're on the scene. And you're like, well, where did these people come from? Where did the Romans come from? Even King Herod came through John Hyrcanus's conversion, because King Herod was an Edomite also, just like Pontius Pilate. He was an Edomite also. Remember, Pilate was the one that Jesus had to stand before in judgment and all that. Pilate said, I see no fault in this man. Y'all do what y'all want with him. My hands are clean. So, John Hyrcanus, a high priest that you find in 2nd Maccabees, was responsible for converting Edomites, converted them into Judaism. Converted. That's why they're called Jewish, because they're not the true people. They're converted. I hope that makes sense. I can't make it any more plain than what I'm doing. Okay? And the word, flip it again. And the word Jewish came from the word Judah. Look that up if you think that I'm lying. So I hope that I helped somebody. That's where the Pharisees came from. That's why Yeshua had so much trouble out of these Pharisees. They was constantly trying to find a way to destroy them, because they were Esau's descendants. And even when Jesus was born and he had to run down into Egypt with his parents, because Herod the Edomite wanted to destroy him. Hope that helps somebody. It's a lot of information. Perhaps you knew it, perhaps you did not know it. But I recommend getting a 1611 King James Bible that has the Apocryphas in it, that helps to explain where the Romans and these Pharisees came from. I hope y'all can receive that. Y'all have a good day. Hello again to everybody in the chat. Shalom, and have a happy